That would give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. And that's what we do here on the Drive Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is deliver live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later. And deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Play. So let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, I'm waiting for Jay Briggs to come in. Rod Zawacky, Alex Smart, Wayne Scott, scheduled appearance, and Tony Brown from sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. It must be springtime because we got Tony Brown with the outside view. We do that very, very few times out of the year. This must be one of the few times where it's nice to be outdoors and not worry about your computer frying up. All right, this is how they'll line up for this evening. Smart, Saj, a late scratch, Brown, Briggs, Scott, Zawacky. I will close this one out. All right, we've got lots of volume on today's card. 42 games. Of course, some games will be beginning pretty soon here. 15 baseball, 14 NBA, 13 on the ice, 42 games on the board here. High volume Tuesday. So let's get high volume Tuesday started with Alex Smart. You'll catch him over at Pick Dogs. Fantastic year up on the leaderboards. Alex, what's happening?
Hey, Tony. Looking at something a little bit different tonight from the NBA. I'm looking at a half bet, first half bet. The Pelicans are still fighting for seeding here behind Phoenix, and I think they've got a lot of motivation. Some teams have lost their motivation purposes at this time of the season, but the Pelicans are definitely in one of those situations where they've got a lot of motivation. That's why we can see that huge line. Also, they're going to go against is obviously not in their bracket at the moment, and or has been all year actually. So. The Pelicans usually beat up on bad teams, especially in the first half. Teams with a 400 record or less, they've cashed 15 of 21 times, and I really like that half bet. And the Blazers, man, they're always asleep in the first half, or consistently anyway at home. They're just 12 and 26 ATS. That's a losing proposition long term. And I know we're just looking at this from these trends, but the bottom line is here we have a Zion-led team. If he plays, but I expect he will play tonight. I remember he was questionable, but what does that mean right now at this time of year, especially in a game like this where they need to come up with a win? But anyway, make a long story short, Pelicans have motivation. First half bet looks better than the whole game because who knows who they'll rest, like Zion, for example, in the fourth quarter. But I look for them to get out to a big start here, and Pelicans first half.
All right, Alex here on Pelicans first half. Zion will play tonight. The outs for tonight, Ingram, who's been out for a while now. Marshall out, Daniels questionable. So McCollum and Zion in. Valanciunas also in. Of course, Portland. Of course, the usual names up here for teams that are in this position. Brogdon, Sharp, Simon, Seibel out. Jeremy Grant, a scorer, is also questionable. So it's pretty much Jabari Walker and Scoot Henderson, DeAndre Ayton. Probably not a whole lot of depth there. But it's kind of, this time of the year in the NBA, it's really, as you mentioned, it's just really one word. It's just motivation.
Yeah, absolutely. You know the NBA better than almost anybody, and I've listened to you over the years, and you've always said, I remember a few times we were talking about motivation late in the season. It's almost non-existent. I mean, you were a beat writer at one time, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, you know these teams, and I know these teams, and it's just it's obvious at this point. It's got to be motivational. If there's no motivation, sometimes they don't want to say it out in the public setting because you got to remember there are paying customers that come into these games. So you're not going to hear actually anybody say anything like that, like the word tanking or the word hey, So there you go.
Yep, and I know that about that. Even if you tell those fans that, they'll just go in one ear, one out the other. For those people that are paying that kind of money to see this stuff, you know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, that's true. If you go to Portland tonight, you wouldn't think you'd be seeing anybody except maybe corporate clients. But it's amazing how many other people are going to be at this game. So right. That tells you the story right there.
Oh yeah, I mean they're the type of people think wrestling's real.
You mean it's not?
No, that stuff you saw Sunday wasn't real. No, Roman Reigns they really did lose, by the way. There you go. So Alex here on Pelicans first half here, lay the 8 against the Trailblazers. This one tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern time. All right, Alex, let's take a look over at Pick.com tonight. As we said, this is high volume Tuesday today. 42 games from the major sports in action tonight. Alex enjoying a great year here, 3,552 units of profit for 2024. All documented over at Pick.com. So if you go to Alex's handicapper page, you'll be able to verify all these numbers as all the picks are recorded in history. What do you have going over at Pick.com?
Tonight we've got a NBA Superstar 3-pack. We've got 3 games on board, 2 sides, 1 total. Hitting close to 65% with my NBA totals. I'm on a nice run over the last 43 selections or so. And tonight I've got the Islanders Rangers money line. So join me, and we're going to have lots of NBA action as the last month of the season sort of rolls out here and the playoffs arrive.
That's right, guys. Got about that smart over at Pick Dogs Premium. You see the great results here from Alex for 2024. No better time to get on board with a long-term pass. That 1-month pass to get you all of Alex's premium plays for 30 days. The remainder here of this NBA regular season, play-in round, and a couple weeks of the NBA playoffs. First round into this part of the second round when you get that 1-month pass. Also NHL. We've got a week and a half left of action here. Then we go right into the playoffs. No play-in round in hockey, man. We go 1 versus 8. 2 versus 7, so 2 weeks there of that action there. So good time to get on board with a long-term pass. Don't forget the baseball. We got 5 days out of the week. It seems like we got these 15-game cards. So this is the time to get on board and use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. All right, Alex, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again in a couple of days. Your final thoughts here on UConn and their dominance in the last 2 years in the tournament.
Well, man, it's like they're just not in the same league as anybody else in college basketball. And sometimes we always say, Mitch jokes around. He's saying, is there, there's a fine line. I always say this is my consistent thing. There's a fine line between smart action and square action. And, it just depends on what your perspective is on a game. And, I have no problem laying big money and actually and laying a lot of lumber on a game. And that's what you have to look at. It's not like you're always going to have value with a lot of points. And, I was shocked. I knew that line was going to come out at -6 and then move from there. But wow. Yeah. Wow. What did you think overall?
Well, overall, I thought really a lot of people talk about the big man in college basketball, but if you don't forget, when you have better guards, you have better guard play, it makes a big difference in college basketball.
Yeah, and even in the NBA now, we see what guard play does. So, yeah, absolutely.
It's still about the
stuff. Anyway, it was fun to watch UConn just destroy everybody, but what's going to happen next year now?
Yeah, that's the question mark. What will happen next year? How will all this play out here? These teams with NBA. And your final thoughts here as we conclude. Women's sports interesting here. Do you think they'll see an uptick in WA action with all these superstars going to the WNBA? Do you see there'll be a little more interest? Well, I think with this U.S. sports with these boosts and stuff, it'll get people talking about it a little bit more.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, I look at like the NHL, for example. I live in Canada, but I'm not a giant hockey fan, and I look at it as from a perspective: can I make money at it? And
right.
The WNBA for me is not like to be enjoyed. Now, will more fans start to come out for WNBA? Probably, and maybe at that point, maybe the lines will even out to a point where we'll have more of an advantage. I don't know, but I just look at the lines. I look at where's all the betting action going to come from, or the limits going to continue, because a lot of the books put limits on these WNBA games. So, I don't know.
That's if it's worth the time in the summer, right? When you've got the nice sunshine, you got to wonder, is it worth the value if the limits are low? Because they're going to boost up Caitlin Clark, all these superstars coming in. The money's going to go on their teams. Will there be value going the other way? That'll be determined. All right, Alex. Have a great night. We'll catch up with you in a couple days.
Okay, Tony. Take care, bud.
Yeah, Alex Smart here on The Drive. We'll continue on. Of course, our man J-Man. Yes, I'm mad Roman Reigns lost. I wish he would have won the fight. All right, J-Man says that the chat pick need to bounce back. Let's go. I agree. J-Man 45 speaking for the chat out there. It's time to get the chat back to bounce back mode. We're going to give you a bounce back opportunity here. Chat pick of the day: Warriors and Lakers tonight. It's a big one. Warriors. If you like Warriors +3, it's A. Lakers -3, letter B. Over 235.5 is letter C. Under 235, letter D. Get your votes in. We'll recap at the end of the day. With the chat pick of the day today. Went down yesterday with Texas, but hey, listen, man, I like Texas too. Right? I thought that was the right side, especially giving me plus money. But here is one of the bigger games of the night: Lakers and Warriors. Get your chat picks in right now, and we'll recap at the end of the show. Let's see what we got coming in here. B, if LeBron. Well, we can't play that game if LeBron plays. Right? We need your pick now, so that one's gonna have to change. I feel like LeBron plays. So let me see what it says here. LeBron and James are both, Davis and James are questionable, and you have to kind of read through the tee. Now Raymond says B. All right, so we got the first one in for the Lakers. And I would think they'd play. Davis, get the goggles on. That's all I got to say. Just get the goggles on. James Worthy said it best, right? Get the goggles on. Let's stop this nonsense with these eye. I mean, if you wore goggles, you wouldn't have left the game yesterday. James, let me see the word here on James here, just to straighten this out. Still at game time. Got the illness, experiencing flu-like symptoms. That's always the worrisome, right? That it's going to spread to the rest of the players. It might spread to some of the Warriors too. We'll see how that rolls. Maybe some way we'll figure it out. Okay, so far it's split right now, Lakers and Warriors. But we'll find out. Only Saric looks like Golden State's going to be fairly healthy in this game. Andrew Wiggins, the probable one there. So that's the word there on the Lakers and the Warriors. I'm pretty sure Tony Brown is confident in that game. Let's continue here on the drive-through. As we'll bring in Tony Brown. You catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Tony Brown just wants him in the postseason. I don't think he's concerned too much about the rest of the regular season. Let's bring Tony Brown in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Having a great year in Major League Baseball. We'll get a Major League Baseball pick from him today. Let's get him in here in just a second. Ready to go. Tony Brown, what's going on?
Tony T, how's it going out there?
Everything's going great. Feeling the sunshine, man. We're hitting the 80s now. So it's a little bit of sweaty arms and, sweaty arms coming in back as well.
Yeah, you see, I'm out at the poolside. This is the only time in Vegas I can do it. Last summer I tried to do some poolside picks, but my phone melted. I got the extreme heat warning, and so you know how that goes. But right now, yeah, it's about 80, and so that's for Vegas. That's still cold.
Yeah, that sure is, no doubt about that. Get to pool weather there. Well, some of those youngins, they'll go. If there's a DJ spinning something out there, they'll find a way to get out there. You know that.
1,000%. Yeah, if you're under, I don't want to give my age away, but for the young kids, they're out there. They've been in the pool since like 2 weeks ago for spring break.
Yeah, that's right. For spring break, they'll find a way to get it out there. As long as they get somebody's, Now, I was going to say spinning records, and I'm showing my age. They're using their electrical computers now are the ones that are taking over everything anyway. All right, so Tony Brown tonight. We're going to go to baseball tonight. This one's already started, Tony Brown. I have some bad news for you. So we're going to have to come up with a second choice. This was one of those early. Remember, you got to keep an eye on some of these games. They're early starts. This one was an early start today. The Guardians and who is playing here? Guardians and the White Sox started at 6 Eastern, so that's an early start. So you're going to have to, on the fly, Tony Brown, you have to pick another baseball game.
All right, we're going to go with the Dodgers on the run line then.
All right, let's get the graphic up there. Dodgers tonight. Let's go ahead and move the chains here. As Tony Brown will be looking at the Dodgers as they're taking on this light hitting team here from Minnesota, which had their issues here. So Tony Brown here, Dodgers, $1.76, total coming 161. You look at the Dodgers in this spot on run line.
Yeah, more than anything, just like you said, before I could even get the pick out, the Twins are just light hitting. So more on a bet on the Dodgers is just a bet against the Twins. You know what I mean? They're not putting up any runs. They rank in the bottom of the league in runs this year. And then the Dodgers, I mean, I'm not saying this as a Dodger fan. This is just straight statistical. I don't think there's ever been 3 MVPs to start a lineup. We got Ohtani, we got Freddie Freeman, and we got Mookie Betts. All 3 of those guys are MVPs in the league, and that's our 1, 2, 3 hitters. So, like, when people talk about a murderer's row, and, I mean, you just start the game off in a bad position as a pitcher going up against those 3 guys. So, with the way the Dodgers are hitting, the way the Twins are not hitting, and not to mention the Dodgers had just lost 2 out of 3 in the last series, and we still have the most wins in the MLB. Nobody has more wins than LA. So it's playoff. It's World Series or bust for LA. We've always had a great regular season. We won 10 out of the last 11 NL West titles. Like, we're not worried about Dodgers in the regular season. I think we steamroll the Twins. Only advantage they have is the home field advantage, and it won't be enough.
All right, we got Tony Brown here on the Dodgers. Here will be the run line now against the Twins. You're going to get about minus 107 on that one. Tony Brown was able to get that pick here on the fly. Yeah, you got to keep an eye on these 6 p.m. Eastern starts and stuff, especially in the Midwest. You get a lot of those games in Cincinnati and Cleveland. Of course, unseasonably cold weather. They try to get these games started as early as possible. So Tony Brown here will be on this Dodger run line, which worked yesterday because we got a home run late in the game from Ohtani.
Again, that's what I said. You have Ohtani, you have Betts, you have Freeman. Like, just just to put this in consideration, you finally get a break when you reach Max Muncy. And I mean, Jesus Christ, that's no disrespect to Max Muncy, but like he's the lightest hitter in the lineup. Like when you can finally get some relief, and Otani's gonna put one up every game, and he's not even pitching yet. That's the crazy thing. He's still recovering from surgery. Next year we'll have him doing this same thing at the plate, and he'll be getting 20 strikeouts a game. So the Dodgers are built for World Series or bust. Like I said, we're not going to have any problems in the regular season. Once again, 100-plus wins, the whole nine. And this one tonight should be easy. Like I said, the only advantage the Twins have is home field advantage, and that won't be enough to stop the Dodgers.
All right, Tony Brown here on the Dodgers here. Run line laid the 1.5 here against the Twins. And, of course, our chat pick of the night tonight is going to be with the Warriors and the Lakers. How do you see this as far as the injury situation here with Anthony Davis with the eye injury? Worthy was kind of outspoken about it. Hey, I know this is an issue. I put on goggles. Anthony Davis doesn't want goggles. LeBron with the flu. What do you do when guys this time of year when you have the flu? Do you want them to play? Are you afraid that it might spread to the team? How do you think they handle these situations?
I mean, again, I say this with no disrespect because sitting on the couch, it's easy to say, do this, do that, do this, do that. But I played sports. I watched sports. I've seen I watched the Lakers since Magic and Kareem. Play the game, man. These guys are the biggest professional crybabies I've ever seen. Like James Worthy said, if your eye is cut, put on the goggles. You mean to tell me you don't think Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Michael, you don't think they were injured? You think they were just 100%? Like Jordan's famous for the flu game. Even if it wasn't the flu, even if it was a hangover, he still played impaired. Like, get up, bro. You make $100 million. You're 7 feet tall. You know what I mean? Like a tall guy in the world is 6 feet tall. 6'2", you're like considered the tall guy in the room. You're 7 feet tall, 20 years old, and you're gonna talk about you sitting out because of an eye scratch? You got to be kidding me. You know what I mean? It's 4 games left. We're already in the play-in spot. This is who we would have to play in the play-in. We need these guys to suck it up. And again, like I say that with the utmost respect. I know it's a hard game. I know, they're giving it their all and all that, but injury, it's the difference between being injured and being hurt. And these guys be sitting out games because they're hurt. When you're injured, you cannot play. When you're hurt, you just have to suck it up. And they won't even suck it up sometimes. But I think they both go tonight for sure.
Yeah, and a thing here, the flu, I think it really comes down to kind of like a coach, his philosophy, because I've spent my time as a stringer, in locker rooms and covering teams, helping to cover teams back in the early 2000s. And one thing I noticed here, and I'll remember Maurice Taylor, the shooter for the Clippers back in the day? Okay, so he comes in. So I'm in the locker room doing some recording of the interviews to upload to the station. So Maurice Taylor comes in, tells the coach, man, I'm not feeling good. I got the flu. And the coach looked at Maurice Taylor, pointed out, says, leave, just get out of here. Don't spread this. So some coaches, I think it really comes down to coaching, how coaches feel about the situation.
Again, what really is the flu? Like literally, like your kids, all these kids in history, they're gonna look up Michael Jordan's flu game, and I think it was a hangover more than anything. Like if you had the flu, you wouldn't be around the team, you wouldn't fly on the plane and all that. It would have been flu precautions. But that's neither here nor there. Even if it is the actual flu, you have to play the game. That can't stop you as an NBA superstar. That stops maybe a mid-tier player. That stops maybe you want a max contract and you play for the biggest market in the world and all that, and you're going to tell me you're sitting with a cold. That's unacceptable as a fan, as a man, as everything.
Yep, there you go. From Tony Brown, Laker fan, through and through. But has some kind of issues with today's players. We'll see how this rolls. Yeah, it is a little bit of controversial. I can see the issue with the flu. I think it's kind of a head coach philosophy type of thing because I saw it firsthand. The coach's reaction when Maurice Taylor went in and said that he had the flu and he looked pretty good, and the coach's suggestion, go home, just like that. So we'll see how that rolls. I think kind of that's where it is. But again, it's a real simple solution, dude. Just put on some goggles and go out there and play. Do you still have your eyesight? Okay, go out and play. I guess these guys
seriously, you telling me in the 50,000 fans, the other 90 coaches, the practice facility, and you live in Los Angeles, bro, you're a superstar, you're at Starbucks, all these places, nobody had the flu? You could have catch it anywhere. And so now you want to keep LeBron James away from the team because he's sick a little bit? You've got to be kidding me. I've never understood it. These guys are soft. Like, I call a spade a spade. I love the Lakers. I'm a Laker fan, diehard or whatever. But when it comes to talent and skill and all that, 10 out of 10. When it comes to heart, 4 out of 10. And I think the only reason that they say LeBron is in this Jordan GOAT conversation and all that is because Kobe died. Like, what happened to Kobe being the next Michael Jordan? You know what I mean? Like, man, these guys are super soft.
There we go. Tony Brown here. Dodgers run line laid the run half against the Twins. -1. It just went up a cent right now from 107 to 108. So it just went up right now. This one tonight. All right, Tony Brown, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Prim for tonight's action. A lot of volume tonight, Tony Brown. 42 games when you add up all of baseball, all of hockey, all of NBA. Tony Brown enjoying a great baseball season this year. 926 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, it's a huge day in sports, and we got a huge day on the card. I have 9 big plays on the board, but not all out of one sport. I capped the NHL, so I have 3 of my NHL top ice picks. I capped the MLB. As you see, we have 900 units already. I capped 3 of my MLB laser locks, and I also have 3 of my NBA top plays. So that's 9 picks out of 3 leagues. You can get them individually if you just like to bet on the sports you watch, or if you're here to make some money, you can get all 9 picks for one low price, just $99. That's less than $11 a play. If you're serious about making money, you can't afford not to grab that pass.
That's right, guys. Got over with Tony Brown over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results here in baseball. Long-term pass will serve you well. Use promo code PICK at checkout. Save that 15% off. Multi-cap promotions available when you're all sports pass as well. For Tony Brown's long-term subscribers, no better time to get on board with that 1 year all sports pass. All right, Tony Brown, enjoy the Vegas sunshine because you don't have a lot of time to do it because it's going to turn into high heat. We'll catch up with you again Thursday, maybe from the same location.
Yeah, man, for sure. Gonna do some poolside picks for a little while until it turns into the Vegas oven.
There you go. All right, Tony Brown, have a great night. Tony Brown here on the drive-thru. There you guys got a good idea of when's the best time to go to Vegas, right around April right now. All right, chat pick of the day, Warriors and Lakers. You like the Warriors, letter A is +3. B for the Lakers, -3. Over 235.5. C, under 235.5 is D. Get those chat picks in right now, and right now we've got it 5 for the Warriors, 2 for the Lakers. You guys seem to like the Lakers right now. Well, I'm saying the Warriors right now. Keep those chat picks coming in right now on our chat pick of the day. We got another A in here. So right now the Warriors seem to be pulling away from these Lakers now. Folks not liking what they're reading on that injury report. What's going to go on with Anthony Davis? He doesn't like wearing goggles. LeBron's got the flu. Do they want it to spread to the rest of the team? There's a lot of things I got to think about here right now. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Up next, we got Jay Briggs. I don't know what his pick is. It might have went to spam. I had a few of his emails go to spam, so we're going to find out on the fly what he's going to give us today. Catch him over at Pick Dodge Premium. We'll bring Jay in here in just a second. I think we'll set to roll here. Ready to go, Jay. Jay, what's happening?
Tony T. What's happening, my man?
What's going on, Jay? All right. It's Jay's pick. I don't know it. I think your pick might have went to my spam box. What do you got going?
Oh, my bad. I'm gonna roll with the Miami Heat against the Atlanta Hawks. I think Atlanta, they do still have a couple things to play for. Okay, the Hawks battling with the Chicago Bulls for home court advantage in that 9-10 playing battle in the East. But Miami, I think they want it a little more. Or at least they should. Maybe they're fine being in the play-in. We saw them go to the NBA Finals out of it last year. But I think it's in their best interest to go ahead and handle a team there, in my opinion, head and shoulders better than a team in the Atlanta Hawks. Hawks, they were playing really well, but now losers of 2 of their last 5, or 3 of their last 5, I'm sorry. I don't see it here. Miami's getting healthier. Miami in April, May, June, I don't like fading them. I do. I love fading them early in the season, but late season is usually when the Heat cut it on. I know they just recently lost to Indiana. Indiana had something severe to play for there. I don't think the Hawks are just too motivated to beat Miami here. Like you were talking with Alex Smart earlier, the key is motivation. I think Miami has a little bit more here in this basketball game. I expect them to get it done on the road.
All right, there we got Jay here. We'll be on the Heat laying the 4 here. Obviously, a little bit more to play for when you're trying to get in the playoffs. Yeah, that 9 versus 10, you got to kind of put yourself in that mind frame. Some of these these players know what they're up against, right? You get past that game. Where you headed to? Well, you're headed to the number 1 seed and probably losing to the Celtics.
Yeah, of course. You're probably going to get swept 4-0 by Boston. But is that what Atlanta is really signing up for? Maybe.
Yeah. That's the 9 versus 10. If you win that game, then you play the loser of the 7 versus 8, and the winner of that game is the 8 seed. So you're buried in the. You can be no better than an 8 seed when you're in the 9 versus 10 game. So that means, well, great, you win 2 games in a row, but look who's in front of you in the first round in the 1 versus 8 series is the Boston Celtics, looking to sweep you in 4. Exactly. So that's what you got to kind of wonder, the mind frame here for the Hawks. The thing here is there are some whispers that Trae Young now is starting to practice with the team, working out. That's a little wild card here, but that don't matter here because Young probably won't be ready until the play-in game.
Yeah, I don't. It probably won't matter then either. But yeah, I think this is a Heat-style spot, man. Now Miami, is this a team that I think can do some damage coming out of the play-in? Most definitely. We saw them do it last year. This is a team that's represented the Eastern Conference as the defender a couple of times here in recent memory. They just beat the Bucks and the Celtics last season, so I don't think they're afraid of that either 1 or 2. I want to see them play Milwaukee. I want to see Miami get in there and play Milwaukee. That's the first round series I want. I don't know if we'll be able to see that, but
well, the 7 versus 8 winner becomes the 7 seed. So if Miami ends up in that 7-8 and they win that game, they'll be the 7 seed and they would play Milwaukee. Or Orlando, if Orlando able to leapfrog Milwaukee.
Okay. I'm rooting for Miami-Milwaukee first round series so I can see Jimmy Butler bust up Milwaukee again.
You got to see them bust them up and bust up. What you want to see is Milwaukee take that 3-1 lead and then Miami come back with Jimmy Butler and win the next 3 in a row. That's cruel. That's cruel, but that's possible.
It's very plausible. It's very plausible.
Well, what a cruel thing for Doc to have to go through again. Poor guy can't get a break, man. Just can't get a break. Now we already saw that as a bad situation. I mean, I was very vocal about them firing Budenholzer last year. The guy's brother died in the front. I'm kind of happy to see this happen for Milwaukee because I thought the guy got a bad break there. When you do stuff like that, it's just sometimes karma comes back.
Tony T, I got to give you some credit, my man, because you were right on top of that then. Budenholzer, I didn't think he really – did they underachieve? Yes. Was it his fault? Probably not. Did they kind of scapegoat him? I thought so, and didn't have a real backup plan. Griffin, nobody really liked him, and Doc Rivers. I know y'all didn't fire Budenholzer to have Doc Rivers in here and think that was going to change something. So,
well, I'm going to tell you something here. In all the professionals, maybe even collegiate sports, the hardest thing to do as a head coach in any sport is trying to get an NBA team to play defense in the regular season. I don't think there's anything harder than that.
Yeah, you got a point there. You got a great point.
And he did it, and put him in a position there where they had a defensive culture. And, they got upset in the first round, but, he had some issues. His brother died in the first round. And of course that no one covered that. So that was just like, well, everybody was already, we saw the money already just come in right now. And someone put a bet on Atlanta here in the sharpest book in the world. We just saw that number drop right now, just as we're talking, to 3.5. So I think 4 is still the number at most places right now, but the sharp book just got rid of sharp money. Maybe someone will come back and buy it back. You never know. The sharps could be dueling each other right now. But anyway, Jay here on the Heat. Just came back again. Said, what did I tell you was going to happen, Jay? Someone was going to buy it back up to 4, and they just did. The Sharps are dueling each other here. They look like they're a little spilled there. Heat laying the 4 in this one, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, Jay, let's take a look over at pick.com for tonight's action. NBA on the board. It's a high-volume Tuesday today. We got some baseball on the board, so we got about 39 games when you combine NBA action on the ice in MLB. Jay enjoying a great NBA year, nearly 3,500 units of profit. What do you have going on over at the site?
I'm locked and loaded in the NBA tonight. You can scoop up my NBA money-making 3-pack. You can scoop up my NBA Play of the Day, or you can hop on something long-term where I have 5 plays total across the NBA. I lost already earlier today in baseball, my MLB Play of the Day. The O's just jumped on the Red Sox. I was kind of surprised to see that happen. But I have another play going off later on if you're a long-term subscriber. So there's another baseball in there for you. So money-making Tuesday. Trying to find value in the NBA with the remainder of the regular season and postseason on the horizon. You guys can pair me up with one of the other guys here at Pick Dogs Premium. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books.
This guy got on board with Jay Briggs over at Pick Dogs Premium. We see the great results in the NBA. 3,480 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dogs Premium. So get on board. Remember the promo code Pick at checkout will save you that 15% off. Of course, long-term pass is the way to go. All right, Jay. Also, your long-term, your all access for those folks looking to bet big.
Yes, you can join my All Access Club right now. You know, we're running a special for the remainder of the postseason. I think you guys should seriously think about joining. If you want to take it serious, text the number 775-636-7674. You know, it's volume. We do a lot of volume and a lot of high volume. So you got to be able to have the bankroll to bet that way. But if you do, I think you should seriously think about joining.
That's right, guys. Make the call or text. Get signed up. All right, Jay, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow. Or Thursday. That's right, Thursday.
See you later, my man, Tony T.
You got it. Jay Briggs here on the drive. We'll continue here on the show, guys. Chat, pick of the day. Let's get an update here. Lakers and Warriors. Warriors +3 is A. Lakers -3 B. Over 235.5 C. Under 235.5 is D. Right now, Lakers getting a little bit of support here. We've got it close at 7 for the Warriors, 4 for the Lakers. Keep those picks coming in. It's the chat pick of the day. And of course, as J-Man said, it's time for the chat to bounce back. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Wayne Scott up next. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We'll bring Wayne in right now. Let's get him in right now in just a second. NBA coverage on this big card here for tonight. I think we'll get Wayne here in just a second. Wayne, what's going on, Wayne?
What's going on, Tony T? What's going on, Pick Dog family? Mic check, mic check. Hope y'all
Mike's
doing
working
good out there today. All
like
right, let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. All right, here we go.
What-
Wizards and T-Wolves headed. This line's just moved up again. My
I was
goodness.
just about to say, what's going on with this line, man? They might as well get the Wizards 25 points, man. The way
What
they
happened to
Wizards?
what's going on with the what are we fielding here? Are we fielding a G League team, a backup, the backup G Leaguers coming in, or what? Is
Is this an overseas team? Is this an overseas? We were getting lines like this in the preseason when the overseas guys were coming over. What's going on?
I was going to make a statement about it. I'm glad I didn't because I was going to say something very bad. I thought it was the Mystics. I won't say, I thought Mystics, but I didn't say it. I thought Mystics, but didn't say it. I just want to say that. I didn't say it, but I thought it. So it's okay to say what I was thinking. I thought it was just Mystics were going to play, but I didn't want to say it. So just to third, I wanted to share I'm sharing my thoughts with you, but that's not what I said. Okay, so here we go.
I'm with you, Tony. These ladies, man. We gotta get some of these.
I would have taken the Mystics plus 13, 18 against the Timberwolves. Trust me. All right, here we go. Timberwolves and Wizards. Wizards, your dogs here. Timberwolves 18, total 223.
Yeah, man, and keep giving me some points. Keep giving me some points. I'm on the Wizards in this one. Wizards have been competing, quietly kept on the road. They've been competing on and off, but here recently they are the best road team in the last 10, covering 7 of their last 3. They also covered their last 4 games as double-digit underdogs. Timberwolves, they are playing well as well recently, but this is just too many points, and I stress this a lot against a team that struggles on a nightly basis. They are a great defensive team. You can't take no slouch from them. Anthony Edwards will be the best player on the court. But if you actually watch the Timberwolves lately, they're really focused on the playoffs. They can be coming up court, going on a 3-on-2. They're going to slow it down to run a play and get their half-court offense going against teams like the Wizards and stuff. Against the better teams, they might try to score and get those points, but they really seem like they're getting into playoff mode, want to be able to run an efficient call plays and not let Anthony Edwards and Gobert run the pick and roll. And with them doing that and them not really trying to blow these guys out, and with how well the Wizards have been competing lately, I'm gonna take the points with the Wizards. Not only that, Wizards are working with revenge. Wizards have played well against the Timberwolves. They cover 8. They're 8-2 in their last 10, just covering against the Timberwolves. Wizards, yes, they scare me defensively, but they can score. They still have enough starters left, and they got guys competing to make this team next year. Keep giving me the points. I'm going to take the Wizards here.
All right, we have Wayne here on the Wizards. Just to take this again, a situation where, as Wayne said, there's just a little too many points here. Comfortable. It's with Jordan Poole in the lineup in here for Washington. We know they got some folks sitting, but they've shown the ability to compete and cover spreads. So that makes total sense here with the Wizards. And Minnesota's not that type of team. Well, they can yeah, they're more of a defensive-minded team, limit possessions. Let's see how that rolls. Let's go back and do a rundown here. We got a big card. We'll start with Mavericks, Hornets here. Just another big line. Mavericks 12.5.
Yeah, Mavericks coming off this overtime game. A lot of points. Hornets do not play well at home, but when you're giving them this many points, Hornets are quietly as kept. They're still a top 10 defensive team. They've been scrappy as of late. I'm going to take the Hornets with these points here. Mavericks win. Mavericks could be winning by 15, 16 points. Hornets tend to chop it down in the fourth quarter because they just keep competing. They play hard in front of their fans. They don't win a lot, but they do cover. I'm going to take the Hornets here just based off of how well they've been playing defensively, and they've been getting it going offensively too. Haven't been a horrible offense. Mavs have been rolling, but I think right here they get the win but not the cover.
All right, Pistons and Sixers, another big line, 15.5 on the Sixers, total 222.5.
Yeah, if you like laying big favors, you're not gonna like me today. I'm with the Pistons on here. I like the fact that they are playing some of their guys, and the Sixers are sitting some of their guys. No Maxey, Payne coming in. Payne's a decent 3-point shooter, and B's still a game time decision. This is a pretty deadly 3-point lineup for the Sixers, but I like Duran, man. As long as I see Duran in that lineup, he's gonna move Embiid. He's gonna make Embiid work, and you're giving me a lot of points with a Pistons team who's been scrappy lately too. Only team that's really been tanking to me as far as lately is really the Raptors. Other than that, some of these bad teams that people wrought off late in the season, they actually been playing well, at least well enough to cover these double digits as of lately. And we've seen these playoff teams tend to pull back a little bit, just making sure they get these guys healthy for this playoff run. And I'm gonna take these points with the Pistons here in this spot as well.
All right, Pistons. Lowry out here for Philly. Covington out. Cunningham and Fontecchio out here for Detroit Pistons. Pacers, Raptors, another big line here. Hey, Raptors showed a little life, but the Pacers here was something to play for. 14 on the road, total 239.5.
Tony hit it right on the head. I do like this Raptors lineup. They they're still benching quickly, but they are starting a few more guys that they've been benching for no reason lately. But even with that being said, with these guys playing one game, sitting 2 games, playing 1 game with the Pacers, having something to fight for here, I'm gonna lay it with the Pacers, man. The Raptors been getting these large double digits, just like the 2 teams I mentioned before, but they haven't been covering. Not as much as the 2 teams I just mentioned. I'm just gonna go with how they've been playing. They come out here, they'll compete in the first quarter, but the Pacers are the type of offense, even against the good teams, they can run you out the gym if you come in here slipping, and I think they do that with the Raptors today.
All right, we covered Heat, Hawks already. Celtics, Bucks, we covered. Haven't covered this one. Bucks 3.5, total 231.
Yeah, let me go back and check this lineup. I like Boston regardless, but let me just make sure that who's out for them.
No Horford, no Porzingis for Boston. Bouchard and Galloway out for Milwaukee.
All right, so Milwaukee's pretty much full go. That's why this line movement is moved like that. Hey, I still think there's value with Boston. It's just hard to take Milwaukee. They just haven't been. They've been playing up and down lately. They haven't been going on consistent runs. Definitely when it comes to playing the upper echelons team, they end up folding at the end. I don't know if it's because they haven't played a lot of games together. You have Damian Lillard out for 5-6 games, and Giannis out for 5-6 games, and Middleton out for 5-6 games. Haven't been a lot of continuity between this team, and you can tell when they get on the court together. On the other side, Boston, most of these guys have been healthy. They might miss one here and there like they do tonight, but even when they miss that one, they still cover, they still compete, and they still got the best lineup in the league. I have no choice but to take Boston here on the road as an underdog and ride them even without Porzingis.
All right, we covered this one here. Kings Thunder we'll cover a little later in the show. Spurs Grizzlies. We see the Spurs 5.5 on the road.
Yeah, this line is getting out of hand. You know the motto, Tony. You got two bad teams. We're gonna take the home dog with the bad teams. I understand everybody's humping up on the Spurs. They have been playing well recently. They're trying to break a huge winning streak through the Grizzlies, which quite possibly can break that winning streak this game. But 5.5, 6 points on the road for a Spurs team that is missing guys. Wemby can't do it all by himself. This Grizzly team is next man up all season. Every time you write them out, they pull outright wins, they pull covers. And I'm going to continue to ride this team at home getting points. I'm going to take these points with the Grizzlies here.
Name points with the Grizzlies, Knicks, and Bulls here tonight. An interesting one. We've got the Knicks here going to be favorites on the road, 5, total 213.5.
Yeah, this was a tougher game for me. I was waiting on these lineups. It does look like Adebayo's in, and it looks like Dosunmu is out, which is a good defender. But Javonte Green's been getting a lot of burn off the bench, and he's been inserted in the starting lineup. Caruso. This is going to be a highly defensive game. It's going to be which one of these teams can come out and get the offense going. Knicks have not been great on offense as of lately. Bulls have been competing. It's hard for me to fade the Bulls at home when they're getting points. These are kind of their spots, and I'm going to ride that. I do think Knicks can possibly get the money line win, but I just like getting these points with this Bulls team that's been scrappy. They haven't really gotten blown out as of lately by good teams. They can been competing. Both of these teams have something to play for, so that's what I'm kind of leaning to the under. Just both of the identities with these teams playing defense, but I think Bulls can muster up enough offense against the Knicks team who haven't really been playing well together with Anunoby being out so long. Maybe struggling a little bit on offense, getting him inserted, and Bulls can get the cover here.
All right, the playoff eliminated Rockets. Dogs at home against Magic. We got Magic 3 in this one.
Yeah, man, we are riding the Magic. You guys can take the Rockets all you want. I know there's a little injury bug going on with the Magic. Possibly no Franz, possibly no Isaac. I think Isaac plays. But hear me out. We smashed the Rockets early in the season, and we were missing more guys than we're missing now. This is just a game. I've been trying to warn you guys about this Magic team all year, telling you these guys are for real. Solid defense. They're going to pound these guys in the paint. They're going to pull off this victory. They got the Bucks tomorrow. Another game, another tough game, but this is a must-have tonight. And I think they go on the road, and they show teams that they're for real. People are going to stop playing with these guys in a second.
All right, Nuggets and Jazz, a big line here, 15, total 224.
Yep, this is a favorite. You like your huge favorites. Here's your one. Take the Nuggets, man. Take the Nuggets. Just don't like how many valuable players that the Jazz have been benching and sitting. They've it's hard to go against them at home, but it's also hard to take them when they're sitting this many quality good players. They do have a young, scrappy team, but you're going against the world champ, a team that's, quite frankly, their second string can run with the starters of who the Jazz have in tonight. So with that being said, I'm not really worried about the Nuggets sitting some of these guys. I think that they have the quality of guys coming off the bench to still cover this game right here. And we're not really worried about that altitude with the Nuggets because they have their own altitude that they have to deal with as well. So I'm gonna take lay the points with the Nuggets in this one.
Laying points with Nuggets here. We got coverage on this one. Pelicans, Blazers, Clippers, and Suns. Maybe the Clippers wait for tomorrow, but anyway, 9.5 for the Suns. Total 227.
Yeah, I like the Suns at -7. This line is just getting out of hand now. It's kind of I almost want to flip flop, laying 10 points against the Clippers team. Man, because I thought that 7 was kind of tight, and now we're all here at 10. Suns have been playing a lot better recently, and it's their offense. Their offense is getting to be that high power offense that we thought they can be. They sort of slip on the defense here and there, and just kind of get into a scoring contest with you. But anytime you got Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, two of the top scorers, you're going to have a problem. Clippers missing their best defender, somebody who can kind of slow down Durant, but we know they got Harden. We know Paul George is going off last game. They're just struggling to cover it lately. They're getting their wins, but the number hasn't been on their side. And I'm just gonna go with the books. I'm gonna lay this huge number with the Suns at home, playing a high offensive style, and I think they get it done here. The reason why this number is so high, I hope at least.
Chat pick of the day has Warriors and Lakers. Lakers 3, total 235.5. A lot of question marks with Davis and LeBron, as you know.
Yeah, man. I was on the Warriors, and you guys are getting a better number than me on the Warriors. I'm just not a fan of this Lakers team, man. I'm not a fan of hype. This Lakers team has yet to prove anything. People are humping on this team like they're a top 5 team, but they're barely making a play in. And you can say the same thing about the Warriors, but I like the continuity of the Warriors. I like the way that how they put themselves in a hole and they dug themselves out. I like the fact that they have a lot of their championship pieces bringing these younger guys. To me, they have the better bench. They have been playing the better defensive ball. Only thing that worries me about the Lakers is them dominating inside the paint. But like Tony said, with all these questions, it's hard not to take the Warriors as a dog. Last time the world was on the Lakers, the Warriors outright them, and I think we see the same thing possibly tonight.
There you go. From Wayne, we will have coverage here as well a little later here on this game here between the Kings game. We'll cover here in a little bit here. All right, Wayne, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge for tonight's action. NBA on the board tonight, full game, 14 games. Baseball still on the board, act on the ice. Wayne enjoying really good results the last 7 days. What do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, a huge card for me today. 5 NBA plays locked in. 2 on the ice today, so I really love the hockey card. Found some good value, and 1 MLB play left. 1-1 on the early.
Oh, we might have lost Wayne there, guys. So get on board with Wayne Scott over at Pick. Oh, all right.
You got me?
Got you back.
That
Yeah.
was on my end, but can you, okay. Well, yeah, I got 2 different 3-packs and my best bet. So, if you want to hop on straight NBA, I got 3 plays in the 3-pack for you, and then I got a multi-sport. My last baseball, one of my NHLs, and one of those NBAs in a multi-sport. If you like to dibble and dabble in all the sports, regardless, I'm expecting a big day. Loving this card. And I'm ready to cash, so you can hop on there with me. 3-day, 7-day, 30-day, always a pass to go. You will get all those plays at one low price, and you'll get plays continue into the week.
That's right, guys. Get with Wayne Scott over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results here the last 7 days, so get on board with those long-term passes. They'll serve you well. Pick is a promo code. Save that 15% off. All right, Wayne, it's always great having you show. Let everybody know about your video series unboxing. Oh, I lost Wayne there again. As I think we're not. Okay.
All right, we there? All right, my bad. Yes, sir. With the boxing, I was watching the lead up today for the Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney fight. Definitely was looking forward to getting you guys that bet on that one, and stay tuned for that boxing video. We'll be dropping soon.
There you go, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications, get those videos from Wayne. All right, Wayne, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again on the show tomorrow.
All right, appreciate you, Tony T. I'll get with you. Good luck on all your bets tonight, Pick Dog family.
All right, Wayne Scott here on the Drive Thru, guys. Chat pick of the day. Keep those picks coming in right now, as we've got Lakers and Warriors. A for the Warriors +3. B for the Lakers -3. Right now, it seems to be the Warriors up 7-4. So get those picks coming in. All right, let's continue on here on the Drive Thru. It's time for Rod Zawacky. He's been really good to us here on the show. Got action on the ice tonight on this big card tonight, 13-game card on the ice. We'll bring Rod in right now. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. I think we're all set to go here with Rod. Rod, what's happening?
No, not too much, Tony. Just taking it easy, get ready to watch the rest of today's action. Nice win on Baltimore to kickstart the day. I don't care if it was Boston's home opener. It was the wrong side in that
Wrong
one.
side fan. Well, we're hitting the witching hour, Rod. So before we get to your picks, let everybody know what you got going over at the site. As you know, it's a high volume day today for Tuesday.
Yeah, big volume day. It's Tackle the Book Tuesday, so I got a 5-pack. Includes two MLB, 2 NHL, and my solo play on tonight's NBA action. But you can still pick up my 10-star play of the day solely. That's been the one that's been on fire. 16-2 the last 18. We've hit 6 straight. Looking to make it 7 straight. Scoop up my 10-star play of the day. That's the best play I got going on the board. But it's that time of season. Grab something long term. You know, we still got some NBA, we got MLB, and we still got lots of hockey action. So definitely use that promo code PICK at checkout. Save 15% off all your purchases. Join me as we continue to crush the books in all sports.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Rod Zawacky. Use that promo code PICK. Save 15%. Get on board with those long-term passes. Those are your best value right now over at Pick Dogs Premium. Wild Avalanche going head-to-head tonight. Wild, boy, their hopes for a playoff. It's an issue. We see here Avalanche $1.87, total sits 6.5.
Yeah, I think the Wild's hope for any playoff issue is long gone. I think that ship has definitely sailed away. I think mathematically it's like slim, like slim. What has a chance here is this Colorado Avalanche team trying to make second in the Central Division. They're hot on the heels of the Winnipeg Jets. 1 point behind them. Winnipeg Jets play tonight as well versus Nashville, another big playoff game tonight. But in this one, the Avs, they've had a couple slump games where they haven't played so well. You look, they got whooped by the Oilers, and then they got whooped by Dallas. So 2 games that against some solid opponents that could be playoff opponents for this Avalanche team. But they're back at home here in this one where they play their best hockey. Georgiev getting the start for the Avs in this one. Should be Gustafsson getting the start for the Wild. And as I said, the Wild slim playoff hopes. Wild have struggled against the good teams this season. So for me, I think the Avalanche put their foot down, and at home here, they got the easy win by 2+. I'm going to take the Avalanche on the puck line. I think they might even win by 3 or more. I think Georgiev stands on his head. Avs need this win. They want second place in the Central. I don't think they can catch Dallas now after losing to Dallas last time out. And I think they want second, though. You want that home ice advantage in that first round. It's a big deal. I think Avs definitely come to play in this one tonight. Wild. As their playoff season, you might as well say sayonara. It's done.
It's pretty much done, especially since they gave the Kings a layup at the end. The Ducks a couple times, Sharks, Kraken, just piling up points against some of the worst teams in the NHL. And of course, interesting to know, we made this a big point last year talking about the playoffs, and we'll bring it up in this series again. The way the NHL is structured, the number 1 seed in each division will play either the 4 or the wild card. But what's certain in the first round is a 2 will play the 3, and those are we've talked about those being dogfights, division rivals, second and third place teams, pretty good, and that's important to get home ice in a 2 versus 3 in a divisional round.
Oh, huge!
Yeah,
huge in a divisional round to get that home ice advantage. Second to third means that first round you're playing somewhere on the road, and in a divisional battle, that you've already played that team 4 times already this season, and now you're going to play them another at least 4 times. Man, they used to get pretty chippy, and I think that's why the NHL did do that, right? They changed it up instead of 1 versus 8, 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. You get these matchups where it is the divisional foes play 2 plays 3, and we've seen these teams play 4 times in a year, and it's hockey. Well, it's going to get chippy. We're going to see some hard hitting. We're going to see some fights because these teams aren't going to like each other. At the end of the day, maybe we'll go for dinner, have a beer, that type of thing. That's how hockey players roll. But when you're on the ice, no chance. We're going to kick the snot out of each other. And I'm sorry, but if it's a clean hit, I'm going to hit you. And I'm going to hit you as hard as I can. And that's what happens in these 2 versus 3. It makes exciting hockey for us as the fan to be tuning in and watching some of these great games that usually 6-7. We notice a lot of these no sweeps, not so many sweeps anymore since they've changed up this style of the playoff. I kind of like that. How many boring 1-8 games we've seen where it's like, oh my goodness, look, that team's getting a whooping. It's kind of like what they did in the NBA. They changed it up a little. It's not so 1 versus 8. Oh my God, some of those 1 versus 8 games. I just remember some of them Warriors back even just a few years back, where it was like, bet the Warriors in the first quarter, bet them in the first half, bet them in the full game, and you do that for 4 games straight. Well, next you got yourself 12 straight winners. It's not that hard to pick those. When you get 1 versus 8, something that has 8 teams, whew, they squeaked into the playoffs. They're not even competitive.
Yep.
And we like these 2 versus 3 competitive action.
Yeah, those 2 versus 3s, they're always there's their divisional round games. Sometimes that one will play a wild card, and the wild card team will be out of the division. But these 2 versus 3s, very important to get home ice.
Look what happened to Boston last year.
Yeah.
Look what Boston. They won their division. They won the President's Trophy and won it all. And look what happened. That didn't even get them out of the first round.
No.
So sometimes winning it all in the regular season, playoffs. It's the playoffs. In the hockey, it all starts fresh. That's the goal. Make the playoffs and then go from there. First team to win 16 wins it all.
We still have another week of the NHL. Next week, NBA will be in play-in round. That'll be the last week of the NHL playoffs. So they'll be going head-to-head in the playoffs. So it'll be interesting to see how it all winds out here. Rod Avalanche puck line laid the 1.5 plus 120 against the Wild. We found out what Rod has over at Pick Dodge. Remember, Rod, do you have any bonus for everybody?
Little bonus for everybody. We got to go with my buddy Jamie Benn of the Dallas Stars. Man, has he been ripping it up? Definitely played for my summer vacation. Just keep betting Jamie Benn. He scored 9 goals in the last 10 of Dallas's games. So he's got a goal a game. He only missed 1 that he didn't get a goal, and that's 2 plus 225 on your money tonight playing Buffalo. So take Jamie Benn to get himself an anytime goal tonight in that one.
There you go, guys. Got that from Rod. Of course, Rod, you put a lot of work into that video series tonight. They can still go over to the channel and get all those NHL videos from tonight and the parlay.
Yeah, definitely check out those archived hockey videos. I got every game covered. If you're looking for any, I got you covered. Check them out. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That way you get notified when those videos drop. I also got a nice little parlay. 1 favorite, 2 dogs. Definitely check it out. I like that. Works out to be over a plus 1,100, I believe, is what I know. Yeah, plus 1,100, plus 11 something. So a couple big dogs in there today going in that parlay. So definitely go check that out. Got time to get on that still. So
check it out, guys. Like, subscribe, set notifications so when Rod drops those videos, you get them in real time. All right, Rod, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again tomorrow.
You as well, Tony. Good luck with your bets, everybody. Crush the books. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Hump day.
That's right. Hump day. Rod Zawacky here on the drive. We'll continue here on the guys. We're going to wrap up this chat pick of the day here. Warriors, Lakers. If you like the Warriors, +3, it's A. Lakers -3 is B. Right now, though, it is the A ahead. The Warriors at 8, 5 for the Lakers. So get those picks in right now. Chat pick of the day, and then we'll wrap it up. If you already put in your chat pick of the day, put in your show pick of the day as well. All right, let's continue on. Let's get to my pick, and then we'll wrap up this drive-through for tonight. We're going to get into my game. We're going to move the chains here because I'm not on Dodgers Twins, right? I don't know what happened there. Let me get the NBA up there. It's that NBA game that we talked about here. Let me move it here. Here we go. Kings and Thunder going head-to-head here. And this one, of course, we know the importance for both teams. Thunder are in the playoffs. The Kings are trying to work their way out of the play-in round, trying to work their way out of that 9 versus 10. So there's a lot of motivation on both sides. I would think in this spot, you're probably more so for the Kings because they want to avoid that play-in round. I know Monk is out. Hayward is out here for OKC. We still have question marks about Jalen Williams, who's a key contributor here for this OKC team, dealing with an ankle injury. Of course, Shea expected to suit up here after missing 4 straight games, 6 of his last 7. You got to wonder about conditioning with Shea and his shooting touch, missing so much action. He may be a bit rusty here, and for that reason, I'll be looking here at the. Let me put my pick up here, right? Let me get it up here. I'm going to be looking here at taking the points here with Sacramento Kings plus the 5 in this spot. I think it's a close game. Wouldn't sprinkle on them at all. But when you look at the Kings here, they have been pretty good defensive form over their past 5 games, allowing 105 points per 100 possessions, a plus 10.5 net rating. The Thunder's defense has gone south here of late. Over their past 5, 122 points per 100 possessions. Chet Holmgren, his first full season could be hitting that rookie wall, right? Playing all this volume of games. Didn't play last year, so it's a lot of games for him to play. And I just see this here with the Kings here at the plus, the big line move here to plus. I know Shea's in. How effective will he be? He's missed a lot of action. So we'll look at that one here. All right, we got our first total pick on the chat pick. Oh, by the way, check out Pick Dog Stream. I got a best bet up there as well as the 3-pack. Get signed up. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. Save you that 15% off. Of course, you want to get involved here with the long-term pass, $3, $7, or $30 sports pass. Get all our premium plays. For that time, just like we go to my handicapper page, make that purchase, pick the promo code, save that 15% off. All right, guys, we're wrapping up here the chat pick of the day. It's time to get your picks in right now. Your show pick into the box right now. It looks like it will be the. Let's see, we did get our first total in. We got an under here. But the Warriors here at +3 is the chat pick of the day. We've closed it out here, so 8-5 here. So we got Warriors +3. Chat pick, as J-Man said, time to bounce it back here. Chat pick of the day. All right, let's get here. We're going to wrap up the show, get the recap and wrap it up here for you guys right now. All right, we had Alex here with Pelicans first half lay the 8 against Trailblazers. Dodgers run line from Tony Brown. Heat lay the 4 with Jay. Wizards +17.5 now 18 here against T-Wolves. Rod Avalanche puck line against the Wild. I'll be on the Kings +5 against the Thunder. Which one do I like the best here? That's a good question here in this spot here. That seems like a lot to give the T-Wolves. Yeah, I would go with Wayne here. Now it's 18 now with the Washington Wizards. All right. So the guys, get your show picks in, and we'll read them off in just a second. That'll do it for this edition of the Drive Thru. Be sure to tune in again tomorrow live here at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place to live up their plays for us in real time. Remember to always get started with that morning show, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time during the week with Jay. We got Mitch, we got Chris. Mitch's 7 picks in 5 minutes. His Betting Tool Show, his roundtable discussions with the professionals. Jay with his NBA Jam session here during the NBA season and playoffs. Chris with his Around the League from the NHL. Remember Rod Zawacky, every game on the board from the NHL, his NHL rundown. Also, video series from our man Wayne with his boxing video series. He contributes that with those picks as well, guys. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications. All right, let's get the show picks for today. Let's see what we got on the board tonight from you guys with the show picks. We've got Rod coming in here with St. Louis. Actually, I'm sorry. We've got J-Man with the St. Louis Cardinals +120. Chris White Thunder Capitals +132. Ron Zawacky, Marcell Ozuna to hit a home run +400. Nice plus price there with Rod. Let's see what else we have in here. Let's go for Drummond McKinnon looking over points there from J-Man coming in with some hockey as well. Let's see if we got any more here. It's a bonus triple-double +200 from Nick Beats Vegas. Looks like good. Big. I like that. That would be good for me with Sacramento. Let's see what else we have here. Any more? Last call here for your show pick of the day. We're waiting for you guys to bring them in here as we close out the show. Let me see if there's any more. Let me refresh both sides here. Let me see. Angels money line from Blake, his show pick tonight, and that'll do it. We got them all in, guys. All right, that's going to do it. Guys, be sure to tune in tomorrow live at 6 Eastern Time. We'll do it all over again. Bring our cappers from Big Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Give out the place for you there in real time. So let's bring in the crew from